hype is going on. 9.2.5 and Shadowlands is still making some progress with hints for the new expansion. Most recently, we got some updates to the capital cities, Orgrimmar and Stormwind, with some really interesting changes.
We talked about some of these earlier in a video where we saw some of the things that got moved around. Remember where the Fire Festival was in Stormwind? That stuff got changed a little bit.
While these two really need to be completely updated, let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are relatively minor changes, but the reason I decided to talk about them now is because they may just be hints for what is to come. From the removal of the Night Elven refugees, hinting at a possible new Kaldrai settlement, to possible new hints for Dragonflight and dragon riding. So, what are these new changes? Are you looking for cheap software like Windows 11 for the best price on the market? Well, Royal City Keys is your best option. Other than software, you can find a bunch of games at amazing prices. And if you use my code Doron, you will get an additional 10% off.
Use
so
code
if you want to
Doron.
support the channel, or the QR code on the screen.
There you go.
So
there you go.
These little hints with changes to both Orgrimmar and Stormwind have been going around for a bit over a month, actually before the expansion was announced, with some NPC positions changed and the like. Previously, I didn't really want to talk about this because...
Right, a lot of things have just kind of been shuffled around. They've been moved around a little bit to make space for something else that has yet to be uploaded into the game. So there are some hub city stuff going on. Now we are going to get a hub city. We already saw that. I believe, I forgot what it's called. It's a dragon-esque city on the Dragon Isles. That's going to be our hub. I believe it's bi-factional, so both factions will be in there. But as for Orgrimmar and Stormwind, there have been some changes made. So we're going to see what what that ends up leading to probably soon. I'm guessing the PTR is going to have some stuff drop in those areas soon. Obviously, you're going to get a portal. We're probably going to get a portal inside of the portal rooms. That's going to be an obvious change. But what's going to happen here? I think we're going to find out.
Who really cares that they moved
10% of the blah, blah,
like
blah.
2 meters down the road?
We need more ranged? Okay, I'll focus on that event.
Now, they made a few updates that kind of tie in with some of the interviews, and they seem to be really interesting, as if it is hinting at something actually happening in the next expansion. Initially, we kind of believed that these changes could be related to player housing, as that was a highly speculated feature and a kind of a leaked feature.
It's not going to be player housing. Ian already confirmed in an interview that player housing is something that the team talks about, but they're not working on it right now. So there's no way that these moves happen because of player housing.
That turned out to not be the case at all. Instead, this seems to be related more than likely to the pre-patch event and Dragonflight and what is to come, ideally, quite soon. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. Most of the actual changes are in fact minor. In Orgrimmar, not really all that much is going on. They added some simple fetch quests that don't seem to be of any relevance, and they moved the guild vendors that are close to the main hall to the other side of the street.
Yeah, a lot of these changes are like moving. They're making space. There's a lot of open space now in these areas that are going to be filled with something.
They left this little wagon there, and most importantly, they created this new space with like a feeding ground, a sleeping place. Really,
it looks like this is going to be a dragon. There's going to be a dragon here, or a couple dragons. Look at the meat, the water, the hay. There's going to be dragons here, and I'm guessing, who knows, maybe we go here and we fly on one of these dragons to the Dragon Isle, because now that the clouds have cleared, right? All the dragons are returning home. It could be that that's how we get to the Dragon Isles. We hop on one of these bad boys and we head on over through a quest line.
Some sort of a stables where you could place a pretty large
because one of these is in
now,
Stormwind as well.
A dragon. A popular speculation has been going around that this might be related to that dragon that you can customize, that you will get in the Dragon Isles.
Oh, maybe it's a dragon customization hub. That could be the case as well. Although I would expect that to be in the new city. But maybe it's in the old hub cities, because this will continue beyond this expansion, potentially.
Is that this feature will only be related to the new continent, so it doesn't make much sense for it to be in the capital cities. However, my speculation is that this is actually related to the
I'm going to try to wait for some range.
Possibly some sort of a dragon messenger lands here from the Dragon Isles, maybe.
Exactly what I was saying.
That this is like his temporary place while we prepare for the actual big expedition to the Dragon Isles. Pretty much the exact same stable space is going on in Stormwind, with just about as much room for a relatively small dragon something akin to a dragon mount that we would use. Maybe if this is not our messenger, this is the dragon we get. Maybe he crash lands and this is how we bond with this new mount, how he actually introduces himself.
So many
to
melee
us,
today.
and this could be how the new expansion starts, how we like get introduced to the Dragon Isles and how we go to the continent. Other than these changes, we are getting some wagons and some sort of toolboxes and such. The biggest speculation is that this is related to the new professions. As you may be aware, we are getting quite a bit more detail and customization to the professions.
We're getting a new professions revamp, so this could be not the hay area. I doubt they put a hay area for new professions, but everything else that got moved around, there could be new profession hubs around this area.
Wow, Dragonflight. So this update might be something related to this brand new expansion feature. However, I didn't create this video just to tell you guys about a new stable model being added to the capital cities. In fact, we have two more really interesting features. First is new workers being present in both cities, and second is the actual update to Stormwind in particular, and that is related to the Nastian Night Elven refugees being moved from where they were. And in regards to this, we have some really interesting hints as well from some third-party Blizzard interviews. So in regards to the workers, we have the quests both in Stormwind and in Orgrimmar where you need to kind of help them out, and they seem to be setting something up. We don't really know what at this point in time. What people have picked up as well, and this might be a hint, is that the workers in Stormwind are only dwarves, while the workers in Orgrimmar are only trolls. Might just be a pure coincidence, but this could mean that something...
I wonder what could that mean? Dwarves and trolls, how are they related in any way? I mean, they're both nothing. There's no I can't draw a relation. Yo, my bad, didn't mean to do holy trash tank up.
Dwarven or troll related may be coming with the pre-patch event, possibly something teamed.
I'm holding out for some ranged right now.
With these two races, well, these particular workers may not be related directly. Blizzard did actually give us some hints to a bunch of new workers being present in both capital cities, not on this exact location. They said that they don't want to spoil the pre-patch event, but essentially the new expansion starts off with both of our factions coming from some sort of boats together into the Dragon Isles, which is only logical, of course. We can either go by boats.
Oh, so we're going by boats, so I guess we're not going by dragons, so X my other theory.
So we can fly. But what is interesting with this is that they confirmed that they will be building new docks, apparently both in Stormwind and in Orgrimmar. Seeing that the Stormwind harbor has been under construction for ages and Orgrimmar docks are really tiny, it does make quite a bit of sense. I'm guessing as we get cross factions and such, this might even be like a combined project. Maybe Alliance will be present on the 4 docks and vice versa, so this might be some sort of international thing going on, like with international ships going around, as they pretty much confirmed we will be going together to the Dragon Isles and there could be PvP on the actual boats themselves. Now, the most interesting hint that we got, and
let me tell you, I mean, cross-faction play to me is one of the biggest changes the game has seen in a very long time, and it's going to change World of Warcraft forever. I'm very excited for that.
But I think a lot of people actually overlooked is that some of the Night Elven refugees were moved from where they were, pretty much in the exact same place where they were added, the new stables and that new building site and all these new little things. If you remember, and you obviously do, Sylvanas burned down Teldrassil and destroyed the capital city of the Night Elves, and in this process, she created a refugee crisis for the Alliance, and a bunch of them arrived, obviously, in Stormwind. Keep in mind, in-game changes and actual lore ones are literally a night and day difference. In-game, you have like 15 Night Elven refugees going around in the city, but in reality, it will be minimum in thousands, but more than likely in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And now, in 9.2.5 and Dragonflight, some of these refugees seem to have gone somewhere that is not Stormwind. Now, this leads us into an interview, an official
Something's got to happen with these Night Elves.
Will there be a follow-up with what is going on with
Good morning,
BFA?
Day.
Because we have gone into the Shadowlands and pretty much the previous war and all the events were put on hold, and there are a lot of loose ends. Are we going to see a bunch of Night Elven refugees all over the roads, cities, and everywhere? Yes, that would only be logical. And Blizzard told us that the Night Elves...
The Night Elves, I mean, yeah, their storyline certainly has to continue. And so does, I mean, we already saw in the next patch, Callie Menethil. She's going to become more relevant, and she's certainly, I would say, going to lead the Forsaken, because they're the other refugees in the game now, right? Lordaeron / Undercity has been completely destroyed. It's still sitting in a fog of shit. So, you know, they're also refugees. So we have refugees on the Horde and Alliance side here. And these are all since BFA. They've been refugees this entire expansion. So we'll see what ends up happening with them. But I'm certainly we're going to see some more storyline open up in 9.2.5 about the Forsaken. But the Night Elves, we haven't gotten a hint yet of really what's going to happen with them.
The story is far from over. Going forward, they still got a lot that they lost, and with us going to the Dragon Isles, the Druids and the Green Dragons are incredibly intertwined. So, as we're adventuring with the Green Dragons, there will be some familiar faces. Now, in the official announcement, Tyrande was confirmed to be a significant character on the Dragon Isles in the new expansion, and
right.
You can kinda guess where this hint might be going towards. I've previously discussed Renewal, Queen's Gift from Ardenweald in 9.2.5, a possible restoration of Teldrassil. However,
Use the renewal seed. Look, Teldrassil and the World Tree in general was fucking... It looked like it had been created on the Nintendo 64. If you guys ever flew around that thing, it was hideous. It was bad. It was very bad. So potentially, I mean, that thing needed to be reworked anyways. So maybe we'll see a brand new World Tree that's more 21st century-esque.
However, maybe a new Teldrassil won't be restored. Maybe the Night Elves will settle on the Dragon Isles as we go into the new expansion. This concept honestly seems incredibly likely. We know Night Elves are incredibly tied to dragons. They are a druid society and they go into the Emerald Dream, you know, together with the Green Dragons. Literally, the dragon aspects bless Nordrassil and are pretty much a key component of their overall civilization. They are very connected. Winter Queen resurrected Ysera, and Yggdrasil will be incredibly relevant in Dragonflight, so the aspects are returning in their full glory and they are related to the Night Elves. So if you connect the dots, it is entirely possible that these Night Elven refugees may be going towards the Dragon Isles from Stormwind, and maybe with the help of the dragons, they may be building a new city there, maybe even a completely new Darnassus later down the line. So yeah, while these new changes to the capital cities may be minor, it might actually just be a big hint for what is to come, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Blizzard did unfortunately confirm in an interview that the main focus of the expansion will be on the Dragon Isles themselves, so while we may get some minor changes to the capital cities and...
This is true. Yeah, and these changes, I think, have to do with, like we've kind of hinted at here, training your dragon, maybe, or a way to get to the Dragon Isles besides the portals. That'll be eventually in our portal rooms. But I think most of the action, like they've already said, will be in the Dragon Isles. These areas, they're not going to be, you know, essential or super important. They're just going to be something that has to do with the Dragon Isles, clearly.
In a few other areas across Azeroth, we shouldn't really expect any sort of revamps or significant revamps to older zones, which I gotta say is definitely a shame because a lot of older zones would really benefit quite a bit from some significant updates. Just imagine Orgrimmar and Stormwind being built like Suramar or pretty much anything new Blizzard has created.
Man, that'd be beautiful.
In the past few years. Thank you for watching. Check out what could be the new Warcraft mobile game by clicking on the screen and check out Doran's Academy for
Thank you, Doran. Another great video.
Next time.
All of this stuff, I mean, it sounds cool. I'm excited for any of it. Any of it could be, it's going to be relevant to the expansion, that's for sure. How relevant, we'll see. But I'll keep you guys updated as this news keeps dropping. We'll keep discussing.